it's Nisha. I'm back with another video. If you saw this outfit before, that means that you saw my business video. I hope you went ahead and subscribed to that email list. So this video right here, I was kind of debating on making it, but it's been like heavy on my heart, so I'm just gonna go ahead and make this video. This video is pretty much just going to kind of explain to you guys. I'm not gonna say I'm not, like it might not never happen, okay? I'm just saying, like, for right now, even though I graduated from I don't even know if I'm gonna put the school's name on here. Even though I graduated and I finished the medical assistant program, I'm just gonna explain to you guys why I might not be ever working in the medical field. Like, sis, you had all these student loans, now why wouldn't you? So here's the tea. I started medical assistant school, I think it was like in 2018, and because of certain situations I had to stop going. I literally had one class, which was EKG, and then externship left. So once COVID hit this year, everything was pushed to online, which I was like, this is perfect. I had already, got fired from the call center, so I was like, this might be what I'm supposed to be doing. I mean, I don't know, like I try to listen, okay, to what I'm supposed to be, I try not to move blindly. So I was like, okay, maybe this is what's meant to be. Maybe I'm supposed to go finish this. I mean, I got all these student loans, I might as well go finish it. So when I found out that they had the EKG online and I was able to do everything, like, okay, this is actually perfect. This is meant to be. So I finished everything online. And let me explain something to you. I don't believe that you could do EKG online, because when it was time for me an externship to do EKGs, I literally was like,
I did this one.
I still got it because I understood like the process, but I feel like if you're not someone that really retains information, you're more of a hands-on learner, you would have struggled. Trust me, you would have struggled. But let's get back on topic, because baby, I will go over here. Okay, so EKG online, I'm not even gonna lie, the class was so unorganized. It was a mess. I understand that this was everybody's first time moving to online and everything, but I just feel like, I mean, if I'm paying for these classes, there shouldn't be any confusion on how things are supposed to run. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand, I get it, but at the same time, like, if you're paying for school, you should get the best education that you possibly can, right? Like, that's just how I felt. But I just felt like, that class kind of slacked. So moving forward, after I finished, I moved on to externship, which was a problem because I swear I told myself I am not going to do no online virtual externship. I want to get hands-on. I don't care what's going on. Okay, I don't care if I have to wear 7 face masks and sit there for 10 hours. I'm going to get to do my hands-on, right? So I ended up working for the externship, and I think I had to do like 160 hours. And not gonna lie, when I first got there, everyone was so confused. Like, they were like, oh, we have a student right now, like we didn't even know. And I'm just looking like, well, am I supposed to be here? And let me tell you something, when I first went, I had to stand outside in the cold for like 15 minutes because the girl that's supposed to get there early to open up the front door, she wasn't even there. That was like the first bad impression I had. I was just like, this is crazy. My whole first week there, even though they had patients, nobody wanted to let me do anything. Like, I literally was sitting there and I would ask everybody like, hey, can I help with something? Can I do something? Is there anything that I can do? And no one would let me do anything. Like, it was so, like, it made no sense. So I contacted my advisor and I was like, I don't know if I can do this. Like, they're not letting me do anything. Like, I've already wasted a week. Like, I want to get as much hands-on training as I possibly can. And you know what this lady told me? She was like, well, you need to take initiative. Isn't that me asking if y'all need any help? Isn't that not initiative? Like, I was just like, I'm asking them if they need any help, and they're acting like, like I'm invisible, So I was very uncomfortable there. I mean, very uncomfortable there. Like, I can't even put my hands on it. Like, I was just so uncomfortable. Practitioner that was over everything, right? And the nurse practitioner barely ever spoke to me. Like, I would always go to her and be like, hey, good morning, try to make myself aware. But it was just like, I'm telling you guys, it was the most uncomfortable thing. And I always felt like, if you're doing extern, you're a student, you're ready to learn, you're nice, you're friendly, like, shouldn't they not welcome you with open arms? Like, I'm here, the same way you guys are here. Like, you guys were everybody in this building was in the same position that I'm in right now. So, and that's another problem that I have. I feel like that I experienced in the medical field is that there's like a hierarchy. Like, I get it, you went to school and you learned certain things and everything, but I just feel like you shouldn't treat somebody any different. Like, we was all students in a classroom once upon a time. We all had to do externship once upon a time. So why, do I feel like I'm getting like mistreated? I noticed that one thing I very much so did not like, because I was so willing to learn, because I always wanted to be in the medical field. So it was something I was so willing to learn, and I was even planning to advance in it. But I feel like the experience that I went through just really made me like not want to do it. I was just like, maybe this isn't for me, because everyone had a bad attitude, a nasty attitude. Like, I would ask people, if they need help, and they'd just be like, no, or they wouldn't even call me by my name. Mind you, I introduced myself to everyone. They wouldn't even call me by my name. They would just be like, the student. Can somebody get the student? Like it was just uncomfortable. It was just like the most uncomfortable atmosphere like I've ever experienced, and it irritated me more than anything, because I'm like, I paid for school to go to externship and deal with this. So when it was time for me to do my survey, like my when you got halfway through it, you had to get like a survey, right? By the time that happened, I did get to triage a lot of the patients. That was all they had me do, was like triage, take vitals, and that's all I really did. I did some urinalysis, I did some A1Cs, and I did 1 EKG. So by the time we got to midpoint, it was time for the nurse practitioner lady, pretty much the manager of the clinic, to look over everything. You know what she told me? She was like, well, I don't think that I should do this. Go ahead and give it to the girl that you're shadowing. And I was just like, okay. So I give it to the girl shadowing, and she was like, when do you need this by? And I was like, it'd be cool if it's done, I think I gave it to her like 2 days in advance. And she was like, okay. The day of, I was like, oh, did you finish, my paper? Because I gotta, take a picture and send it in. She was all like, oh yeah, let me do it right now. And she just marked anything. I'm sitting there like, what? I didn't even look at the paper like until I got to the car and I was done for the day. So I'm looking at the paper and I'm like, this is complete shenanigans. Because look, I am a perfectionist. I try to be the best that I can possibly be at any and everything that I touch. Okay, I got the Midas touch, so anything that I touch must turn to gold. Okay, not platinum, not silver, but gold. And literally on the thing, she wrote like, I think for attendance, like could do better or something. Mind you, I used to pull up to the front of this clinic before anybody else got there, and I would have to wait for the late girl to come open up the front door, because I couldn't get through the back because I didn't have a badge. I didn't work there. I was just doing extern. So I remember telling like the nurse practitioner, I'm like, I'm always pulled up, and she was just like, no, I know, I see you, don't worry about it. I know I see that you're early. You just have to wait for the girl in the front. Why couldn't nobody open the door for the back? But so I was just very confused, and that kind of irked me. And I remember I talked to my advisor about it, and she was just like, oh, I'll call up there, just confirm. And I was like, as COVID started to progress here in New Mexico, less and less people were able to come into the clinic. So that meant less and less things for me to actually do, which I didn't mind, but it was so boring. Like, I would sit there, I would ask them, like, do you have any paperwork? Do you have anything? And they would just be like, oh, no, I don't have anything. And I remember this one girl came up to me. She was like, you're the student, right? And I said, my name is Nishaa. Yes, I am a student from Brookline. And she was like, oh, okay. She was like, well, I have some paperwork you do. I guess you should just catch me up. Because when I was doing this, it was like in March. She was like, you can go ahead and catch me up on my paperwork till May. And she gave me like a stack of stuff to do. And me being fast and efficient, I was done with it the same day. And she was just like, oh, that's great. I'm glad that we got students. We can kind of take advantage of them and have us do their work. And they could do our work. Take advantage. Like the idea I had of the medical field is actually so very different, because I expect everybody to be really friendly and nice and open and just, oh my God, I just want to help people. But I feel like there's a lot of people that just do it for the bread. They just do it for the money. and there's like no carrying bone in their body, and those are the people that walk around with the stink attitudes. Like, you cannot walk around and treat people like that. And I was immediately irritated, so I told her, I was like, well, that's fine, I'm glad I got to catch you up on your work, but I will not be helping you again after that comment. And she was just like, and then went about her business. So work, like doing extern was just so uncomfortable. I would always tell my college advisor, like, yo, this this is not boot camp. Like, I don't understand. But I stuck it out. I finished. And baby, on that last day, the lady was like, do you want to stay longer? I said, no, ma'am. I leave at 11. Go ahead and sign this paper. Yeah. I leave at 11. That was the end of that. I graduated virtually, actually, a few days ago. It's December, baby, and I graduated a few days ago, even though I was done in like March. No, I was done in April. I graduated a few days ago. So I'll go ahead and post my clips and stuff, show you guys my little graduation slate, and then show you guys only me. I'm only going to show y'all me in the commencement online virtual ceremony, because I was a little stressed at first, because I was like, I know they're not going alphabetical order because my last name starts with a C, and baby, I'm going to need me to pop up. But I'll show you guys that. So pretty much, once I was done, my next thing was to find a job. And I really wanted to work for one particular hospital here in Albuquerque. There's only one hospital in Albuquerque I wanted to work at. And I was going to break my neck, break my leg, break every bone in my body. I literally had 8 interviews at this hospital. 8. And they were all for different departments. So you have like neurology, they had the ER, they had oncology, different departments. I specifically wanted to work for the ER. Don't ask me why. I wanted a 7 to 7 shift, and that's just what I wanted. That's what I wanted to do. So when I did my application, they called me in for an interview. I did the interview. The interview was actually really nice. The lady was, I made her cry during the interview. Don't do that, y'all. It was awkward as hell. But I just asked her, you know, like what she felt like was the hardest part of the job. And then she just started getting really personal. And then she cried. And I was just like, okay. Yeah. So then she called me back and she was like, oh, do you want to come in for a shadow shift? And so we could see if we could fit with the team. I said, okay, great. So I go in for my shadow shift. Everyone's confused. They're like, who told you to come for a shadow shift? And, you know, I told them the name, and they're like, oh, she's not even here today. And I was just like, well, yeah, I'm here. So then one of the charge nurses comes, and she's like, okay, let's put you in scrubs. Mind you, when she called me, I asked her, I said, do I have to be in scrubs or anything? She's like, no, you're not going to be doing any type of patient care or doing anything. You're just shadowing. So I just, you know, I came in my interview clothes, and they had me put on scrubs. So I'm, you know, running around with the girl I'm shadowing with. I'm helping changing bedding. I'm, you know, taking out the linens. I'm cleaning. I'm restocking. I'm doing all of that. Okay. Then they send me to the, like the triage area to, you know, when you walk in the ER, you see the people sitting, those people. So then I start helping taking their vitals and stuff. Like, I'm there for literally 7 hours, unpaid. 7 hours unpaid, okay? So then when it's time for me to leave, and mind you, I don't know. I liked it, the ER, just because it was very fast paced, and I hate sitting around being boring. You're not going to be bored in the ER, guaranteed. But it's just the attitudes for me. Like, I just think maybe I have a facade in my mind on what the medical field was and how the people were going to be, because it's completely different. Very different. And I don't like it. I don't like it. When I like to work places, I like to be able to be friendly. I don't want to feel like I need to have my whole guard up and I need to have my wall up and I got to be South Central when I'm at work because I don't want you trying me. Like, I want to be able to be nice, but it's so hard to be nice to people that can't be nice to you. Like, that's not my style. Like, as soon as I feel like you're being rude to me, I have to be rude to you. Then that's just what it is. Ain't no killing with kindness. No, I'm a mirror. So whatever you give me, I'm going to give it to you right back. Probably worse or better. It just depends how you want it. So the whole time I'm there, it was just, I don't know, dude. It was, I tried to be friendly and whatever. People was not reciprocating it back. So I was kind of over it. So once I was done, I went to charge nurse and I was like, I'm done. It was a different lady. And I was like, what? So I'm telling her, I was like, yeah, I was here to shadow. I mean, do I just leave? And they're like, yeah, you could just go. Thank you. I was like, okay, fine. So I literally heard nothing back. I heard nothing back for like a minute. And then when they left me a voicemail, she was like, yeah, if you can come in and do something. And it was literally like months later. So I was kind of over it. I was just like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever experienced. Like, ever. So then I went on another interview for the hospital. The same one. And mind you, fresh out of school, the reason why they didn't hire me, they literally said, we're looking for someone with experience. Like, it's another issue that I have with the medical field. Is because, well, not the medical field, but another issue that I personally had, okay? I can't speak on everything. I can only speak on my experience. And with my experience, it was like, doors kept getting slammed in my face because they was looking for people with experience. And I'm looking like, you knew that before you called me? And you read my resume and you saw that I just finished school? So what is you calling me for an interview for if you're looking for someone with experience? So that just kept happening. And it really got to the point where I was like, if I wanted to get a regular job, I could. But would it be a waste? And it just really like turned me off about the whole idea. I literally was just like, I don't want to do this. Like, I just don't. Like, how does the door keep getting slammed in your face? Like, how? And I've never had an issue getting any other job in my life except in medical assisting. My college advisor started pushing for me to get jobs. I went on some interviews that she suggested, and I literally went on an interview at this kiddie place, and the lady was like, I'm not sure why I'm not sure why she sent me your resume. I told her I was looking for someone with experience, but let's go ahead and do this interview. I'm looking like, what? And that interview right there, that was the last straw for me. I was like, I'm done. I cannot do this. Like, this is such a turn on for me. Like, I cannot do it because I knew where I wanted to go and I knew what I wanted to do, and it just wouldn't happen. And that's where I decided, you know what, I'm going to work for myself. You know, if things change later in life, things will change later in life. But for right now, you know, it was just like so many doors slammed in my face. I was just like, yeah, no, I'm going to make my own door now. It's time to make my own door. You know, like the whole, just to kind of bring this all, you know, in one. The medical field was not what I thought it was going to be. I had this whole fantasy in my mind on how it was going to be. And for me, it just didn't end up like that. And it's kind of sad because it was something that I worked so hard to do. It was something that I fought so hard to do. Like, if y'all only understood how hard I fought to get to externship just to get treated like that, like, doesn't make any sense to me. But, you know, if you are in the medical field or you're pursuing the medical field, good luck to you. Good luck to you, because it was not, you know, it wasn't a good thing for me. You know, sometimes doors close and you got to make a path, you know, find a path or make one. Free my high school, period. But yeah, guys, so I hope you guys enjoyed this little video. I just what happened. And if you guys like this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Bye, beauty.